Hey, I'm Patience,
And I'm Yasmin.
and this
Is
is Artist Advice, a show where we talk to other artists about their journeys, their experiences, and any advice that they have to share.
and on this episode, we are interviewing the birthday girl.
Happy
Thank you guys.
birthday! Wow,
Well,
it
thank
feels
you.
so special that we get to celebrate your birthday with you today. And
Yeah,
okay, how does it feel?
it feels good, honestly. Like, I didn't used to like my birthday, but I have a really good feeling about this one. It's been a really good start of the year so far. Like, I do just feel like the energy is just, it's there. Like, 2025 is going to be a really good year. So I'm
Mm,
excited about this. Yeah,
I feel that.
I'm really loving
Yeah.
it.
Take us back, girl. Take us back to the beginning of your story, your origin story as an artist. How did that
Yeah.
begin?
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I used to write a lot of music when I was little, like just lyrics, and I picked up bass a lot earlier than I'd like to admit, and same with like piano. Um, but yeah, just like starting to do here and there, but never really comfortable with my own voice or like my own music until around like 2019 when I started doing open mics with my bass. It's like just random songs that I wrote throughout the years, and then 2020 happened. And just something clicked where I just, you know, wanted to get into like actually recording my own music. So I bought an interface, I bought a microphone, I did a couple of projects with my uncle who really just like helped me like just learn how to sing better and just like really put more emotion into it and everything. And I broke my elbow, which led me to a completely different career path. I decided to go to school for music production because I'm like, you know what, if I'm just playing around with my
What?
computer, I want to learn how to do it, like actually do it. So
Mhm.
that just
No,
kind of
it's pretty
snowballed,
cool.
and now I'm here.
Oh my God, but not a broken elbow, but the redirection is real.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly,
She
When
exactly.
found
God
So
says it's time to
it's like at the
pivot,
time,
it's
mm,
time to pivot.
oh yeah, like you
time to
just
pivot.
go with it. Like I was actually really scared when I broke my elbow because I didn't think I could play my bass again because like I literally couldn't pick it up past like this position. So
Oh
just
no.
being able to, yeah, just being able to create music in a different way just like really was eye opening. And you're right, like you just got to pivot with it. So I'm really
Have you
grateful and
healed
blessed
up
for that.
since?
So
Are you able to still play your bass?
yeah, I am. I still play my bass. I don't play it live anymore. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's not like a skill thing. It's just more of a it doesn't really fit with my sound anymore. I mean, it still does. I still use it to
Mm.
compose. Yeah, I still use it to compose a lot of my songs. But it's just for what I'm doing, I just can't figure out a way to like properly put it back in to like rotation. Plus, it is easier for me to sit down and play it now, just because yeah, just I just got to get back into it. Just got to muscle memory it and everything. So
Well, what are
yeah.
some projects that you're proud of right now? I know you said your sound is different, so what is that sound? Like, what are you working on or have done?
So I just re-released my EP last week. So this was an EP I put out in 2022 when I was still learning how to do I was still learning how to do music production. I was still like learning how to make beats. I was still learning how to just use a DAW and everything else. And there's just songs that I've written like throughout the years. I think the oldest song on that EP was written in 2010, and then like the newest one was in 2022. So like yeah, there's just like years
Oh,
of like 12 years of
your
just
growth is
songs.
there.
Yeah, and it's
That's
really cool to
amazing.
see. Yeah, and you know, it just wasn't at the production level that I wanted it to be at. So I worked with one of my friends, Shade, very talented producer. I definitely suggest listening to like his project as well, Floak. It's really good. But we worked together. We like made the beats sound a lot more polished. We recorded all of my vocals, like it came out really well. And I joked with him that like he understands my sound better than I do at some point because it gets that electro grungy, dancey kind of feel to it. So yeah, I love it. And just having that project reimagined was really big for me. So I have that, and then I have another project up in the works right now too, which is like just kind of compiling all of my songs that are named after authors together and making it like a book club EP, since books are really important to me too. So just like mixing in that. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. And
Yeah.
how is that process going? Because you said you're creating it inspired by books. How is that process going? Or if anything, what is one book that kind of stood out to you that inspired your songs?
So it's like it's an interesting topic because before getting really into music, I was really into books and literature and everything like that. I was actually in a book club. I'm still in the book club, but I haven't gone in a while. I used to run it too at one point in my life. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of like inspired not by book club itself, but that kind of like sparked some ideas where I'm like, what if I just write a series of songs that are just not really based on like books per se, but just like thoughts, head experiences, whatever, and just kind of tie them into like different authors and like themes that those authors would do. Just kind of like, I don't know, but that's where my brain was going with it, and I really loved it. It started off with my song Hemingway, which is like this synthy dark pop song, and then there's like Bukowski, which is like this punk song that I worked on with my friend Matt. And then just, just it snowballed from there. And I'm like, let's just keep on going. Let's just see where this takes us. So, yeah,
That is so
really
cool
excited
and
about that
original.
project. Yeah, yeah. So I'm very excited about that project too. That's going to be really fun. But just like kind of, getting that spark of creativity and just seeing where it takes you is just always so much fun to see. Like not really having like a clear cut design per se, but just, having it manifest in a way. I love it.
That's a good
Oh
word,
yeah.
girl. That's a good word.
Yeah.
I'm and Yasmin, you know like how it is. Like you have so many songs that you've done before that you still love, but you're also evolving. Like, you know what I mean? So like and Zaxsee, like how did you get to that point where you're like, I'm gonna go back in and revive these things instead of like I know because you always have that choice, like, well, do I want to start fresh and like do something new? How did you make that choice for yourself?
I think it's because I'm still doing like new things. I'm still writing. I'm still like my sound and style is just ever evolving. And there's a couple of songs that are on that EP that I've kind of changed how I deliver them.
Mm.
And I just wanted to just reimagine them and just make them sound as good as I want them to sound, and or as good as I know they could sound. And I'm really happy with the final product. I think it sounds really good. But yeah, like, and it was debating leaving the old versions up there on streaming services because it's still something that I'm proud of. It's like just fresh into music production, still not sure what I'm doing yet. It's like cool to see that growth. But my distributor accidentally deleted it. So I don't know
I
if
mean,
it's on
I
me
guess
or if
it
it's
was.
them, but
I guess it
it's
was both
okay.
both a blessing and a curse because it's like yes, they were down, but it gave you a chance to actually re-listen and be like, if I'm re-uploading it, I want it to kind of
Yeah.
be a reflection of me now. And I know over
Mhm.
Yeah,
time
exactly.
songs can change meanings for us. So if you can just perform
Yeah.
it with like the feeling of now, I'm sure it gave like for the listeners that have heard the song before, including you, I'm sure it gave
Yeah.
a different or a different feel or a different message to that song just by you revisiting that song and being like, you know what? I think it, you give it another life, another chance to be like, you know what? This is worth going back and changing and fixing and bringing it into this new world. And that's amazing.
So good.
Yeah, thank
So good.
Congratulations
you.
on just
Yes.
Thank you.
having the discretion.
So, girl, what's some advice you got for us? Because you've already started and you're dropping gems already. But if you had some advice that you could give to that, that earlier artist in you or that earlier even producer in you, like what would you say to her?
Just basically don't be afraid to take risks. Like just kind of go all in it, all with it. There's like this bigger plan, this bigger picture that you don't see yet. Like when I broke my elbow, I thought I was like all right, I don't know, this is it. I'm not playing music anymore. I went like to the extreme just because like, I didn't know if I could play bass again, and like I didn't know if this was a good risk for me to take, but I took the risk, and I kind of saw it as a way to just like look at music differently. Like, you don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's always going to be for the better. And, even if like it doesn't work out the way I want it to, like it's still going to work out the way it needs to. And I think that's like also really cool to think about too. Just like all the experiences that I've had now just from it, like, with the Grammy U and just like all the events and everything too. It's phenomenal. I would have thought in a million years I would be where I'm at right now with music. So, just, and as you said too, like pivoting. Oh yeah, sorry. uh, yeah, it's definitely something that I'm very grateful for. And yeah. So
That's
Like
great advice.
yeah.
so I guess it's that whole, if you feel like you're like at rock bottom, there's
Mhm.
only way but up. There's
Exactly.
only way but up. It does get better. Just stay consistent. Don't lose sight of it. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And so, with that advice, what was one you gave some good advice, but like, what is some bad advice that you've received within your time being an artist? Because with all good advice, sometimes we get a few trickled in there.
Yeah. Try to think, because like, oh, that's a really good question, because like I definitely have gotten really bad advice before. um I think like, especially with production side, to wait on things. I don't think like, I mean, I'll obviously take your time, make sure that your sound sounds how you want it to sound before you release it.
Mhm.
um but sometimes, you know especially when you're in the production side, you can get yourself like too in the zone, and like then it takes like years now that you haven't released your single that you wanted to release like a year ago. And like, I just, again, like it's always good just to like wait until like it's ready, but don't overweight it. Just like, take that risk. Like if you want to drop that single, drop that single. If you want to drop that album, drop that album. Like, don't wait because you're afraid or you want things to be perfect. I think, me, because I am a perfectionist, and it's really crazy to see, because like with my music, I've just like, gotten into that like chaotic energy, like let's just, in that raw emotion, like just go all for it. And I think music's really helped me not be as much of a perfectionist as I am. And I think, that kind of hinders creativity. I mean, obviously be a perfectionist, like, we're all artists, like, we love that, like making sure everything sounds perfect, but not letting that
Yeah.
hinder like the creativity. So like having that fine line between like perfectionism, but also like, you know,
Put it out there.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Amen.
Yeah.
Put it out
Amen.
there.
Yeah.
That's
That's
beautiful.
so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. All right, girl. Let's switch gears. It's your birthday,
Yeah.
so we're gonna throw a birthday question at you,
Okay.
and we do a game called Guess That
Oh
Artist,
shoot.
and you have a few seconds. We'll give you 30 because it's your birthday
Oh shoot.
to answer who the artist is
Okay.
based on the clues.
Okay.
Okay. And I think I got a good one for you because I know you're kind of into that alternative like kind of sound. So let's see. Yasmin, it's gonna make me a curveball, but it's your birthday curveball.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So this musician was a key figure in the grunge movement of the 1990s and the lead vocalist and guitarist for Nirvana.
Kurt Cobain.
Their hit song Smell You said what curveball?
Yeah.
What curveball?
That's her bar. She's like,
Kurt
Kurt
Cobain.
Cobain.
That's
in
so
my
good.
sleep.
I actually,
In my sleep.
yeah, I sing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" for karaoke a lot. That's like my go-to song. So yeah, I like Nirvana.
No,
Yeah.
It was
that's
fake.
so good.
It
It
was
was
fake.
meant. It was meant to
It was
be.
meant
It
to
was meant
be.
to
Yeah.
be.
Her ball was there.
Well, okay? So, who are your inspirations then? Is he one of your inspirations? Like, who are some of your top three inspirations?
So I grew up listening to a lot of like '80s new wave and like '90s alternative rock, just from what my parents like to listen to. And my dad had yeah, he has a very eclectic music taste. So I got like the whole spectrum of everything really young. So I'm very grateful for that. But for musically, for like my music, it would probably be Pixies are a really big inspiration. Their old bass player Kim Deal, she's actually a big reason why I started playing bass, because I'm like, oh, it's a girl playing bass. I want to play bass. I want to be like her. So like, yeah, that was a big inspiration for me. My favorite band is Interpol, and they're a really big inspiration for me as well. Just with like, I don't know, musically, I love them. And then just like a lot of different '80s new wave bands are a big influence for me too. Just because, especially now listening back, like some of the sounds are a little bit like cheesy and corny, just because of like how music. But I love that. I love it. I dig that stuff, and I do put some of the fun stuff in my beats too when I make for
Very
better or worse.
nostalgic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
As you
So
should.
yeah, so that's where I go.
Girl.
That's awesome. I absolutely love the diversity and just like the eclecticness of your inspirations. And you can really tell because you're your own unique vibe and the stuff that you listen to, it kind of comes out like in how we, just are as people. And you have a guest. Do you have a special guest with you?
What's that?
Do you have a special guest with you? Is your cat still
Oh,
there?
she just walked away. I was like, oh no, she just walked away.
Aw.
No, I wish.
No,
Oh,
I wanted to feature her,
I
but it's
know. It's
okay.
okay. I know she was so
she
good.
made
She was
a
sitting on my
few
lap.
guest
She
appearances.
did. I saw her eye earlier, so I was like, if she wanted to say something.
I tried. I tried to be like Piper.
We could give her the floor.
Yeah.
Now this was your moment, and she wasn't there.
I know, right? It's
Oh.
okay. She'll come back, probably.
She's
Well,
like, I'll give you a moment.
Yeah. Like,
yes, yes. Well, what can we look forward to from you moving forward? So I know you just, you're in the process of, putting out or re-releasing your EP. So what's next for you?
definitely doing the book club EP with like the list of authors. That's going to be coming out. I'm not sure yet. There's not a date on it. We're just like starting with the production start or levels of it. Um, three of the songs have been completely redone, so that's exciting. I'm really excited about that. Yeah,
Ooh.
and then one of the songs I'm still haven't composed yet. Like like Loki, I haven't finished that one quite yet. And then it's coming. The lyrics are done. I just have to sit at the piano and actually like just write it. So
So
been
it's in the
trying.
works.
Yeah. And
That's
then
good.
yeah, then just hopefully playing a lot more shows this year. So it'll be a lot of
Ooh.
fun. But that's
Do
what
you have any
I'm.
shows coming up?
Yeah, I have something in St. Pete, February 15th. I'm going to be playing that. It's like an all-girls show. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of really talented artists on that bill. So, and that's going to be a really cool show too because it's a bunch of different genres. Like they have me, which is like this like indie pop kind of stuff, and then they have a couple of different rap and hip hop artists, and then like a couple
Mhm.
other like I think there's like an R&B artist on there too. Like it's just like a bunch of different stuff. Like it's gonna be really good. So
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and a couple other indie artists too. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna kill it, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I know we're also coming towards the end, so before we go, I also do want to just to make sure we give as much advice to the people. What would be your last advice if someone tuning in is listening to all of the advice, all the information? What is at least one piece of advice that you hope that once they leave this interview that they grasp after listening to this?
I guess it's like be yourself, be authentic, and don't be afraid to be authentic too. I think authenticity speaks volumes
Mm-hmm.
more so than like because I feel like a lot of especially younger artists feel like they have to be something that to fit a mold or whatever, and it's like no, just be you. Just trust the process, trust like what's in your heart, and like the bigger picture of everything, and just be you, be authentically you. Don't be afraid to be authentically you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes too. I know I've made a lot of mistakes in my like music career, but like I think those mistakes have honestly like brought me like to a higher level. Just don't be afraid to try again. So I don't know. I think that's the best advice I could give.
Thank you. And happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
girl. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Oh my
Yay. And this has been
Another
another episode of
art.
Artist.